The morning comes in quietly, through the curtains, through the glass. The piano starts before I'm ready, before the night is fully past. A single note rings in the stillness, then another, then a phrase, and something in the music opens like the beginning of my days. I've heard this melody before, in a dream I can't remember, but it feels like something promised from the first day of September. The keys are cool beneath my fingers, the room is empty, still and clear, and all the noise of yesterday seems very far from here. Morning sonata, play it soft and slow. Morning sonata, let the music go. Through every room and every shadow, into all the quiet places. Morning sonata, lift me up today. Coffee cup is still untouched, the light is shifting gold to white. I sit here at the piano, between the darkness and the light. Each phrase leads into the next one, each note knows where it needs to go, and I just follow where it takes me through this gentle morning glow. There is a language in the piano that no translation can replace. It speaks the things that live inside us, the ones we cannot quite articulate. The longing and the quiet joy, the hope that rises without reason. The simple fact of being here in this particular morning season. Morning sonata, play it soft and slow. Morning sonata, let the music go. Through every room and every shadow, into all the quiet places. Morning sonata, lift me up today. I don't need words for this, the piano says it all. The way the melody ascends, then gracefully lets itself fall. This is what music was made for, not the stage, not the applause. Just this quiet morning moment and the beauty it causes. Morning sonata, play it soft and slow. Morning sonata, let the music go. The morning is fully here now. The sonata slowly ends, and everything it said to me I'll carry through the day. Morning sonata, thank you for beginning this way. hasn't stopped since then. The cello in the corner called to me, and I began to play again. The sound it makes is lower than a voice, deeper than a conversation. It speaks the way that words cannot describe, a private kind of lamentation. The piano joins me like an old friend, filling in the spaces between the notes I draw out on the strings. It traces all my faces, the happy ones, the tired ones, the ones I show and those I hide. And in this room with rain against the window, I let the music open wide. Cello in the rain, sing what I cannot say. Cello in the rain, pull the weight away. The bow across the strings becomes the only prayer I know. Cello in the rain, let it go, let it go. There is a conversation happening between the bow and string, between the lowest register and everything it brings. The piano holds the harmony, the cello holds the grief, and somewhere in the space between them I finally find relief. I think of all the rainy afternoons I spent in quiet rooms, and how the cello always found me there in all my private gloom. Not to fix it, not to change it, but to sit beside it, stay. To say I know this feeling too, and play and play and play. Cello in the rain, sing what I cannot say. Cello in the rain, pull the weight away. The bow across the strings becomes the only prayer I know. Cello in the rain, let it go, let it go. The rain falls harder now. The cello holds a note long, very long, until it becomes the rain itself, until the two are indistinguishable, and the room fills up with something that was never quite there before. Cello in the wind, sing what I cannot say. Cello in the rain, pull the weight away. The rain is still falling, the cello still sings, and everything inside me has been rearranged by this cello in the rain. Just a little longer, stay. trying to do. A cup of cafe con leche, cooling a newspaper, uno pinned on the chair. The rhythm found me before I noticed it was already everywhere. In the tap of someone's foot beneath the table, in the sway of the woman near the door, in the way the afternoon stood still for a moment, then moved even better than before.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
The piano says come in.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
Let the rhythm begin. Nothing matters for the next hour except the groove and the heat.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
Move your feet, move your feet. The bongo player wipes his forehead. The bassman grins and closes his eyes, and the piano rolls through all its patterns like the sun rose across the sky. I order one more something cold and lean back in my wooden chair and let the music be the whole world for as long as it's playing there. There is a particular kind of happiness that only Latin music brings. Not the quiet joy of a morning piano, but the full body swing of things. It starts in your feet and climbs upward until even your shoulders move, and you realize you've been too serious and you needed this groove.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
The piano says come in.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
Let the rhythm begin. Nothing matters for the next hour except the groove and the heat.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
Move your feet, move your feet. The rhythm is a conversation between the player and the room, between the music and the afternoon, between the brightness and the cool. And you are part of it now, whether you meant to be or not. The Latin Cafe has claimed you. You've been caught, you've been caught. You've been caught, you've been caught.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
The piano says come in.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
Let the rhythm begin. The afternoon slides into evening. The piano plays a little slower, and one by one the table's empty, but the groove is not quite over.
Latin Cafe Afternoon.
One more song, one more cup, one more afternoon that lasted long enough. I wrote this down before I lost it, before the morning made it small. The way the light was on your window, the way you didn't say it all. But I was listening to the silence between the sentences you made, and in that silence there was something that I didn't want to let fade. So I picked up the guitar instead, because some things don't fit in words, and played the feeling of that moment, the one I couldn't say out loud. The piano came in like a memory, filling in the parts I missed, and together they became the letter that my voice could not assist. Acoustic love letter, written in sound. Acoustic love letter, for when words can't be found. The guitar says what I was thinking, the piano says what I felt. Acoustic love letter written while the moment knelt. I'm not the kind of person who says things easily. I circle around them, come close, and then retreat. The music gives me access to the honest part, the part that doesn't always make it to the street. And so this song becomes the thing I meant to say. On all the ordinary days I let it pass. An acoustic love letter to the moment, while the moment still would last. The guitar string vibrates between two fixed points, and in that space it sings everything it knows. The piano holds the chord longer than it has to, because some things you don't want to let go. And that is how it feels to mean something to someone who has learned to mean something to you. An acoustic love letter to the evidence that some things in this life are simply true. Acoustic love letter written in sound. Acoustic love letter for when words can't be found. The guitar says what I was thinking, the piano says what I felt. Acoustic love letter written while the moment knelt. I keep coming back to this, the simplest melody, the one that means the most because it costs the least to play. Not every love letter needs to be dramatic. Some are just a chord and a window and the light. Acoustic love letter sent and received. Acoustic love letter somehow believed. The guitar fades slowly, the piano holds the last note, and this is how I say it when I don't know how to say it. This is the acoustic love letter I wrote for today.
The night has found its deepest hour, and I am still awake. The piano speaks in ornaments too beautiful to break. Each note carries a slight trembling, as if the music breathes, and the melody ascends and descends like a wind through autumn leaves. A nocturne is a night painting done entirely in sound. In the spaces between the phrases, the darkness is most profound. I play it slowly, freely, letting each note have its time. No hurry, no destination, just the melody in mind. Nocturne for the late hours, nocturne for the still, nocturne for the part of me that only music fills. When the world is finally quiet and the day has been laid down, nocturne plays the only language that the night has ever found. Chopin wrote his nocturnes in the small hours, sick and thin. And still the music that came out of him was so impossibly beautiful within. I think of him playing by candlelight in Paris far from home, and I feel less alone somehow, playing this nocturne alone. The ornaments arrive like memories that surface without warning. A grace note here, a trill there that makes the melody more mourning. And yet it isn't sadness exactly, it's something more like awe at how much feeling can be placed into a single chord. Nocturne for the late hours, nocturne for the still, nocturne for the part of me that only music fills. When the world is finally quiet and the day has been laid down, nocturne plays the only language that the night has ever found. There is a middle section that moves into the minor, and the whole character shifts into something more resigned. But then it comes back, the opening melody returns, more decorated than before, as if it learned something in the dark. Nocturne for the late hours, nocturne for the still, nocturne for the part of me that only music fills. The nocturne ends on a long suspended note that doesn't quite resolve, and then it does, barely, as if the night itself just exhaled. Nocturne, good night.
There is a fire in the piano that only Spanish music knows, a particular kind of passion that burns even as it slows. The right hand races up the keyboard like a dancer in full flight. The left hand holds the ancient rhythm that has been here before the night. Albéniz wrote it in his exile, with the smell of orange in the air, the longing for the Andalusian cities, the sound of castanets somewhere. I play his music in the afternoon and feel the sun that isn't here, the heat of Seville in July, the sound of water cold and clear. Spanish piano, burn and sing, Spanish piano, with everything it has. The Andalusian cadence falls like a stone into still water, and the rings spread out in every direction into farther and farther. The minor key holds a particular sadness that is also somehow proud, and the piano plays it like a statement, not afraid, not too loud, just certain, deeply certain of the beauty of the sound. I've played this piece 100 times, and every time it's different. The tempo shifts with how I'm feeling, the emotion more resistant or more willing, more abandoned, depending on the day. Spanish music asks you to be present in a particular and total way. Spanish piano, burn and sing. Spanish piano, everything is inside the music. All the passion, all the grief, the fire, the sky. Spanish piano never asks the reason why. It only plays with everything it has. In the silence between the phrases, the flamenco breathes, and the dancer's feet remember what the musician believes. That beauty is not comfortable, it doesn't ask permission. It arrives like a Spanish afternoon, full and hot and certain. Spanish piano, burn and sing. Spanish piano, chord hangs in the air like a shout that became a whisper. The Spanish piano bows, and the afternoon bows with it. Ole, ole.
The sun is almost at the horizon, painting everything it touches in the particular shade of gold that only lasts for moments. I take the cello out of its case, and the rosin smell is familiar, like a friend I haven't seen all week, who hasn't changed a single thing. I play the note that feels like sunset, the long one down in the low register, where the cello sounds like a human voice saying something difficult, something like, this day was beautiful. Even the hard parts, even the long ones, even the afternoon that dragged, and the evening that came too soon. Cello at sunset, hold the note long. Cello at sunset, sing the whole day song. The bow pulls slow across the string, the vibrato warms the room. Cello at sunset makes the light last a little longer. Bach wrote suites for solo cello because he understood that the instrument could hold everything, a whole world in one voice. No harmony needed, no accompaniment, just the cello and the bow and the silence between the notes that matters just as much as the notes. I played through the sarabande slowly, the one in G major, the golden one, and the last light catches the window and the room turns entirely gold. And for 3 minutes and 40 seconds the sunset doesn't move. The cello holds it in place as long as the note lasts. Cello at sunset, hold the note long. Cello at sunset, sing the whole day song. The bow pulls slow across the string, the vibrato warms the room. Cello at sunset makes the light last a little longer than it should. Down here in the low strings, the cello sounds ancient, like it has always been here, playing at every sunset that ever happened, and it rises again as sunsets always do somewhere. Even as they set, the last note fades with the light. The sun finally gone, the cello back in its case. A room now darker, cello at sunset. Thank you for keeping the light one note longer.
The bar closes at 2, but the piano plays until 3. That's the arrangement, has been for years. The last few guests lean on the counter, nursing the last of their beers, and the piano player knows what's needed. Not the headline songs, not the ones you shout, but the ones that hold the room together when the evening's running out. He plays a chord that leans slightly flat, the blue note, the one that bends, the one that sounds like longing, the one that never quite ends. His left hand keeps the stride pattern going, a walking conversation with the bass. His right hand improvises freely through the changes, through the space. Piano bar at midnight plays for the ones who stay. Piano bar at midnight for the promises made and broken and half remembered in the amber of the glass. Piano bar at midnight makes the last song last. A couple in the corner slow dances, though the dance floor closed at 10. They've been coming here for 30 years, and they'll be back again. The piano player knows their song, he starts it without being asked, and they hold each other a little tighter while the midnight music lasts. I've been sitting here since 8, not ready to go home to the quiet. The piano is the reason I stay, not sure what I'm trying to find. But whatever it is, it's here somewhere, between the chord and the blue note, between the stride pattern and the swing, between the piano and the room's slow float. Piano bar at midnight plays for the ones who stayed. Piano bar at midnight for the promises made and broken and half remembered in the amber of the glass. Piano bar at midnight makes the last song last. He plays one last ballad, the room goes quiet, even the bartender stops. The bottles all lined up in the mirror, reflecting the piano light. And for 2 minutes and 40 seconds, nobody moves, nobody leaves, nobody wants it to end. Piano bar at midnight, that's a wrap, that's the night. The piano player closes the lid, puts on his coat, says goodnight to no one in particular, and heads out into the dark. Piano bar at midnight plays on in the mind long after closing time. Close your eyes now. The cello's singing, not for the concert hall, but for you, just you. The bow moves softly, barely touching. The string breathes out a note that says you're through.
The day is over, nothing more is asked of you. The piano holds you, the cello guides you through the door from here to there.
From the world of doing to the world of simply being, in the gentlest kind of air. Cello lullaby, sing me down to sleep. Cello lullaby, the promises to keep can wait until the morning when the light comes back again. Cello lullaby, the night is kind. The night is kind.
There is a register the cello goes to, just below the speaking voice, where it sounds less like an instrument
and more like an internal noise. The one that hums when you're contented, one that comes when you're at peace, the one that rises on the exhale and is always a release.
Fari wrote his elegy in this register, that low and human place.
And ever since I heard it first, I've been trying to find that space. In every piece of music, in every room I rest inside, in every evening that comes gently like this cello, soft and white. Cello lullaby, sing me down to sleep. Cello lullaby, the promises to keep can wait until the morning when the light comes back again. Cello lullaby, the night is kind. The night is kind. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. The cello knows the rhythm of your breathing. Let it lead.
The room is darker now, the
Day has fully gone.
The cello plays one more phrase,
Repeating soft and long, and the piano underneath it barely moves at all, just holds the harmonic space open like cupped hands waiting to catch the fall.
cello lullaby,
You can let go now.
cello lullaby.
Sleep, the music will be here when you return.
Cello lullaby.
Good night,
At night,
good night, good night.
I learned this song from someone who learned it from the radio that was playing in a kitchen in a city long ago. And the melody got into me the way the good ones always do. And
Every time I play it now, it brings the whole scene back into view. The guitar takes the melody first, then passes it across to the piano, and the piano takes it somewhere else, then passes it right back. Like a conversation between old friends who never run out of things to say, who could talk all through the afternoon and into the beginning of the next day. Latin guitar and piano dancing through the afternoon. Latin guitar and piano under a warm and cheerful moon. The rhythm is a kind of laughter, the melody a kind of light. Latin guitar and piano, everything will be alright. A Latin song doesn't apologize for being glad to be alive. It doesn't qualify its feeling, it doesn't hedge or second guess the joy. It says yes, this is beautiful and I am grateful and I'm gonna play it as if playing it matters, because it does. I play through rain or through weather, through Monday and through Saturday, and the Latin rhythm always finds me in whatever state I'm in that day, and brings me somewhere warmer, somewhere the sun is always present, somewhere the guitar and the piano are always in the present tense. Latin guitar and piano dancing through the afternoon. Latin guitar and piano under a warm and cheerful moon. The rhythm is a kind of laughter, the melody a kind of light. Latin guitar and piano, everything will be alright. It goes like this: round and round, the same progression, but never the same, because the feel changes and the feel is everything. In Latin music, the feel is everything. Latin guitar and piano dancing through the afternoon. Latin guitar and piano under a warm and cheerful moon. The afternoon is almost evening. The guitar plays one last phrase, the piano answers with a smile. They both bow to the day. Latin guitar and piano. When I started, Latin guitar and piano. Till tomorrow, Latin guitar and piano. When I started.
Stars came out at 8 this evening. I brought the guitar outside and sat on the porch in the dark with nowhere left to hide. The city noise was just enough to feel, but not enough to intrude. And the guitar found its natural key in the particular outdoor mood. There's a harmonic on the 12th fret that sounds exactly like a star, bright and brief and ringing, then gone before you know what it was. And I found myself playing those harmonics over and over in the dark, as if I could use the guitar to touch the night sky with a spark. Acoustic night sky, play me something wide. Acoustic night sky, open up inside. The strings ring out into the darkness, and the darkness rings them back. Acoustic night sky, no map, no track. I used to try to name all the constellations, but I've given that up. Now I just look at the whole of it and feel appropriately small. The guitar understands this better than I articulate. It plays the openness directly without having to state. There is a finger-pricking pattern that moves like the movement of a planet. Very slowly, very certainly, without announcement. The thumb carries the bass note, steady as a gravitational pull, and the fingers move above it, drawn in, returning, pulled. Pulled, good night sky, play me something white. Acoustic night sky, open up inside. The strings ring out into the darkness, and the darkness rings them back. Acoustic night sky, no map, no track. The harmony still floating, like the guitar is barely touching the world, like the music is mostly silence, and the silence is mostly music, and both of them are the night sky, just differently arranged. I stayed outside until 11. Then the dew came on the strings, and I had to go inside and leave the sky to its own things. Acoustic night sky, I'll be back tomorrow. Same porch, same guitar, same stars in their places. Acoustic night sky.
Voices in the same room with different things to say. The cello low and searching, the piano bright and wide, and neither one is wrong exactly. They're just different kinds of right, and the conversation between them is the whole point of the night. Brahms wrote his cello sonata for two friends in the same room, and you can hear the friendship in it, the way they know each other's moves. The cello takes a phrase and pushes it, the piano takes it back and lifts it. They argue softly about the ending and then agree on something unexpected. Piano and cello in a room together, finding the space between. Piano and cello, two kinds of weather, and everything between. The high voice and the deep voice, the question and the answer. Piano and cello, the only kind of dance there is. There's a moment in the slow movement
cello plays over it like a voice over a held breath. And in that moment I always feel something I cannot name exactly, something between wonder and grief, and something beyond both. The best chamber music makes you feel like you are in the room where it's being made, not watching from the audience, but there between the instruments in the physical space where the sound waves from both of them meet and touch and become something that neither one of them could have been by itself. Piano and cello in a room together, finding the space between. Piano and cello, two kinds of weather, and everything between the high voice and the deep voice, the question and the answer. Piano and cello, the only kind of dance there is. When the cello is alone, it sounds like it's looking for something. Piano answers, it sounds like it found something. Together building, and when they play together it sounds like a rival. Like yes, this is it, this is where we were going. Piano and cello in a room together, finding the space between. The last phrase rises together, then resolves together, then the silence comes, a shared silence more comfortable than most conversation. Still present, still saying something in the ringing air.
The sun is setting over Havana, or over somewhere just like it. The colors in the water are extraordinary, orange, pink, candy, violet. And the piano in the hotel bar has been playing since 4 o'clock. And nobody wants to leave, because when it stops, the evening stops. A bolero is a love song that isn't afraid of its own sadness. It holds the joy and the grief together in a way that doesn't choose between them. The melody rises like a promise, then falls back like remembering that promises are beautiful precisely because we cannot know what they'll bring. Latin piano at sunset plays what the heart already knows. Latin piano at sunset, wherever the evening goes. The bolero rhythm underneath it is the pulse of something true. Latin piano at sunset, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. I ordered one last cafe, though caffeine will keep me awake. And I sat with the sunset and the piano and the particular ache of being somewhere beautiful and wishing someone was here, and knowing that the beauty is still beauty, even through the wish and the fear. The bolero doesn't rush anything, it takes its time with every feeling. It lets the bittersweet have its full measure before it starts the healing. And by the end of the song, something has been acknowledged that couldn't be acknowledged in conversation. Only in music, only in this Latin piano at sunset plays what the heart already knows. Latin piano at sunset, wherever the evening goes. The bolero rhythm underneath it is the pulse of something true. Latin piano at sunset, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of a ritardando in the bolero, where everything slows as if the music itself is reluctant to leave the sunset. But it turns, as all sunsets do, and the next one is already somewhere on its way. Latin piano at sunset, one last chord held long, then release the way you release a hand when it's time to go. Latin piano at sunset, hasta mañana. Until the next one, hasta mañana. Every album has to end somewhere, and this one ends here. In the full light of the piano, with nothing held back, nothing in reserve. The melody that started in the morning has traveled through the whole day, through the cello and the Latin rhythms and the acoustic and the jazz. And now it comes to this, the grand piano in the final hour, playing everything it learned on the journey through the music. The left hand provides the foundation, unshakable, steady, deep. The right hand soars above it into registers it could barely reach. Grand finale, played it all. Grand finale, rise and fall. Everything we've heard today comes together in this moment. Grand finale, full and bright. Grand finale, the music's right when it ends on this chord with everything it's brought. Grand finale, thank you for what this album taught. The Beethoven in the final movement goes to a place beyond technique, where the music is no longer the music and becomes something else instead. Something that makes you sit straighter, something that makes you breathe differently, something that reaches in without asking and rearranges what it finds. I want this final track to do that, to be the moment the whole album coheres, where the classical piano and the Latin rhythm and the cello and the acoustic guitar all find themselves in the same phrase, different voices, same song, different journeys, same destination, all of it belonging all along. Grand finale, play it all. Grand finale, rise and fall. Everything we've heard today comes together in this moment. Grand finale, full and bright. Grand finale, the music's right when it ends on this chord with everything it's brought. Grand finale, thank you for what this album taught. The grand finale doesn't crash, it lands. It finds its resting place after everything. It returns to C major, to the simplest key, to the place where all the music began. Home. Grand finale, play it all. Grand finale, rise and fall. This is where the album ends, not with drama, but with the quiet knowledge that something complete has happened, that the morning sonata and the cello in the rain and the Latin afternoon and all of it led here to this last chord on this grand piano in C major, which is where all music begins and ends. Thank you for listening. Vol 12 is complete.